ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Being prepared for a wildfire is not an easy feeling, but for so many, it's a familiar one. As we begin the week, firefighters are keeping on their toes should the call come in.
The Santa Ana winds are picking up, and we're in the middle of this red flag warning right now. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura tells us about the people who evacuated from the Valley Fire just weeks ago, and they're now preparing to do it again.
We're both from the East Coast, so kind of our first time experiencing, the wildfires.
Tara Catchy and her husband live in East County. They evacuated their home and their business during the Valley Fire earlier this month. They are watching the weather conditions now and are more prepared just in case another wildfire erupts.
We, decided that just in case the power goes out, we have a backup generator.
A record-breaking 3.7 million acres have already burned in more than 8,000 wildfires across California. Dangerous weather conditions are back in San Diego County. The National Weather Service extended a red flag warning through late Tuesday evening, and a heat advisory is in effect from Tuesday through Thursday. Firefighters have increased staffing and firefighting equipment.
We're holding all our firefighters on duty. We're staffing nearly every piece of equipment we have to make sure that we're well covered. We brought on contract dozers.
Our helicopters will be on 24 hours a day. We're staffing up 5 additional brush engines as well as 2 water tenders.
SDG&E tweeted this Monday saying due to the weakening wind forecast, they do not anticipate implementing public safety power shutoffs for the day, but they will continue to monitor weather and fire conditions closely. Firefighters are asking residents to avoid doing anything that can possibly spark a fire and to be prepared to evacuate if needed.
We decided we were just we need to go get a trailer so that we're able to, if this happens again, we can kind of take everything that we need at once.
Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
And those Santa Ana winds are picking up tonight. We also have more news with this red flag warning in effect until at least tomorrow. Here's our Angelica Campos with more.
Hi, Stephen. The way they determine whether or not they should shut off the power is basically if the winds are strong enough to bring down trees and power lines. And since the winds are going to be just below that criteria, that's why we're in the clear for tonight. But of course, we still have the threat for this red flag warning to be in effect. Basically, what it means is with elevated fire danger due to dry conditions, gusty winds, and hot temperatures, there's a possibility that in a fire, it would spread very quickly. So that's what the red flag warning means. But what's going to happen after the red flag warning expires is that temperatures will spike. We're expecting a scorcher week with the possibility of record-breaking numbers. Our heat advisory goes into effect at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and it will last all the way through Thursday. But the heat we're expecting this week is going to maintain temperatures well above normal, even into the weekend. We'll break it all down day by day in our 7-day forecast.
And Governor Gavin Newsom has declared a state of emergency in 3 Northern California counties ravaged by wildfires. The Glass Fire Complex has swelled more than 36,000 acres across Napa and Sonoma counties. It's destroyed more than 110 buildings, including several wineries. It threatens thousands more, and 60,000 people have had to evacuate ahead of the flames. There are 1,500 firefighters trying to contain it right now. Tragic news out of Shasta County, where 3 people have died in the Zog fire. The fire just south of the Oregon state line is burning 15,000 acres. It's 0% contained.
And some breaking news tonight. Kentucky's Attorney General has announced that he will release the recording from the grand jury that declined to indict 3 Louisville police officers for Breonna Taylor's death. A judge ordered that release. In a statement, AG Daniel Cameron said that he does not agree with releasing the recording, but will do so Wednesday. People took to the streets in nationwide protests last week after Cameron said that there were no charges directly linked to Taylor's death.
Your voice, your vote. A candidate for San Diego City Council has suspended his campaign after reports of misusing campaign funds and a DA investigation. Kelvin Barrios was running to fill the District 9 seat, about to be vacated by congressional candidate Georgette Gomez. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo spoke to Barrios' opponent, who called suspending his campaign the right thing to do.
With this letter addressed to his family, friends, and supporters, Kelvin Barrios announced he was suspending his campaign for San Diego City Council District 9. Barrios says the decision wasn't taken lightly, but that he's sure, quote, it's the right thing to do. Barrios' letter continues, quote, I have made mistakes. I came forward and owned up to them prior to ever believing I would one day run for office. According to our reporting partners, KPBS, Barrios has admitted to misuse of funds while serving as the treasurer for the San Diego County Young Democrats and is under investigation by the San Diego District Attorney's Office. The Union Tribune also reporting Barrios used thousands in contributions to political committees for personal use. His only opponent, Sean Elo Rivera, says he was surprised by the campaign suspension.
I think they're super serious allegations. They speak to someone's credentials and fitness for the job.
Despite his opponent dropping out, Elo Rivera says he'll continue campaigning.
Our opponent, despite suspending his campaign, will be on the ballot, and folks who are not paying as much attention to the news may not know that he has suspended his campaign.
Barrios says he's suspending his race because he understands that if he continues, quote, that will only cause for more distractions. Elo Rivera agrees.
Change having to be distracted by scandal after scandal, which was seemingly happening on an almost weekly basis, and be able to really focus in on the issue.
We did reach out to Kelvin Barrios for an interview, but his campaign spokesperson referred us to his letter. We also reached out to the DA's office, and they told us no comment. Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Tonight, the world is marking a grim milestone in the fight against coronavirus. According to Johns Hopkins University, the worldwide death toll now tops 1 million. The U.S. is the worst affected country with nearly 205,000 deaths. Nearly 190 vaccine candidates of COVID-19. They're being tracked by the World Health Organization, at least 9 of which are in critical phase 3 trials. Here at home, the county reported another 124 cases today, the lowest one-day total we have seen since June. No new deaths were reported today, which is typical for a Monday, so that total stands at 776.
Dozens gathered to remember a prisoner who died from COVID-19 at the Metropolitan Correctional Center. Victor Cruz died last week. Attorneys from the Federal Defenders of San Diego hosted tonight's vigil outside the MCC building. They say his death was preventable. They are demanding more be done to protect inmates. Tonight, Cruz's family and friends joined in mourning as inmates inside flashed lights in their cells.
The growth of COVID-19 in BOP facilities, including here at the MCC, has been explosive, inhumane, and deadly.
The Federal Bureau of Prisons reports 124 inmates in federal prisons have died from COVID-19 since March. The Metropolitan Correctional Center reports 48 positive cases among their inmates.
Now to the first presidential debate, less than 24 hours away. President Trump is ready to finally meet his challenger, Joe Biden. ABC's Alex Perche reports the blockbuster news about the president's tax returns are sure to come up.
Tomorrow, President Trump and Joe Biden on the stage together for the first time. No handshakes, no opening statements. Biden anticipating fireworks.
He's going to want to make it personal. He's going to want to get in the mosh pit.
Almost certain to come up in the debate, this bombshell investigation from the New York Times, detailing information on nearly 2 decades worth of the president's federal tax returns. Data Trump has repeatedly refused to release, citing an IRS audit. The Times reporting the president paid no federal income taxes in 11 of the 18 years it reviewed. In 2016, the year he won the White House, and the year after, he paid just $750. The president reportedly had write-offs for residences, aircraft, even $70,000 in deductions for hairstyling costs during his time on The Apprentice. President Trump has often said statements like this.
I have great business sense. I made a lot of money and I had great success. So I've had great success. By the way, really successful.
But the Times also reports that most of his core businesses report losing millions, like his Washington hotel. It reportedly lost more than $55 million since it opened 4 years ago, putting the president's personal debt at $421 million, money coming due in a few years. The paper noting that if Trump is reelected, his lenders could be placed in the unprecedented position of weighing whether to foreclose on a sitting president. President Trump insisted the report is inaccurate.
Well, first of all, I paid a lot, and I paid a lot of state income taxes, too.
But the Biden campaign has already pounced, releasing this ad highlighting working-class people who, according to this investigation, have paid more federal income taxes than the president.
The Biden team has also created a tax calculator where you too can go in and compare how much you've paid in taxes to how much Donald Trump has reportedly paid. This is clearly going to be a focal point for the Biden campaign going forward. Alex Brachet, ABC News, Cleveland.
And ABC 10 will be airing the first presidential debate live tomorrow. The first, join us at 4 o'clock for all the news of the day, followed by World News Tonight at 4:30. Then a 2020 special, Trump versus Biden. The debate gets underway at 6, followed by a special edition of ABC 10 News.